My name is Dale L Ecuyer, and I am really passionate about helping families create healthier, happier, and more financially secure homes. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. There's lots of great information coming, and I will see you soon.
Oh, here we go. We're live. Hi, everybody. I hope you're having an awesome day. I am super excited because today I have my mentor and friend, Dale L Ecuyer. She is joining me. Yay! To talk a little bit about her personal journey in network marketing. She's been in network marketing, I think you said 11 years. Is that right?
Yeah, almost 12, yeah.
Yeah, and just her whole journey and her whole experience and why she really decided to, like, one little shift made such a difference in her passion, her purpose, her mission. So I'm going to let her kind of take it away and tell her story.
All right. Well, Martha, thanks so much for having me. And I'm so excited that we crossed paths.
I
You
know.
we're on Facebook like crazy, right?
I feel lucky that we did.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, you can reach so many more people in this platform than going doing like the home meetings and all that kind of thing.
100%. Yep.
We'll talk about that later. But I have been in the industry. I love the industry. I've been in it. It'll be 12 years. I was originally with another health and wellness company for 10 years. Very passionate, loved the products. The systems were not in place, especially in terms of social media. I struggled with finding the right people. I kind of struggled with the whole idea. It was more or less based about weight loss.
Yeah.
I do believe weight loss is great, but for me, being in health and wellness literally all my life, I was constantly trying to talk about, let's just be healthy. Let's let the weight take care of itself. Let's just get healthy. But that was not the mission, and that was not what the company was talking about. They were talking
actors.
right. They were branding it as a health and wellness as a weight loss product, and now they changed their whole messaging and all of that stuff. But love the products, but it just wasn't. My team was not growing. I was enrolling people like crazy. They were falling off like crazy. So I was actually learning how to market, learning how can I do this differently instead of going to home meetings and all of that.
Right.
So I invested a lot of money into learning online marketing skills.
Okay.
I was at a marketing conference and I met a woman who was also learning all these strategies and skills. And she introduced me to a company that I am currently with and that you are currently with that is completely different.
It's so different.
She had left her company that she had been with for 7 years. And I was like, wow, really? You switched? Like, what is so different? At the time, she mentioned the word mental wellness. And my daughter had been struggling really her whole life with anxiety, depression, panic attacks. We never went the medication route.
Right.
So when I heard it, I was like, I need this stuff for like ASAP.
Yeah.
So I got my daughter on the products, watched her transformation, started learning more about gut-brain axis, the gut-brain health, realized that it all comes back to the gut.
Yep.
My daughter is a completely different human being today. I cannot even express the gratitude that I ran into this company.
No accidents.
For that reason alone. But in terms of, the products, I can't say enough about. I've done the research now. It is amazing that, all the people, I mean, I had people in my other company that lost 100 pounds and gained it all back. It's not about the diets and the crazy stuff, right? It's all goes back to the gut, as we know.
And feeling good to help you make good decisions and to help you. Yeah.
Cravings, to have the
stick to the diet if you decide to.
Exactly, to have the discipline. And that's what I realized. So I have people from my other company that are, when they come to me, I'm like, let's address the gut. Let's get the gut in balance. Let's get your gut communicating with your brain so that you can have the discipline to follow a program.
Yep.
You're feeling good emotionally, so you want to make better choices. You get rid of the cravings that shouldn't be there. It's because of an imbalance in the microbiome.
Absolutely.
So, it just, and when I went, actually, the company flew me out to meet them. And I was blown away by the mission. Like,
Yeah.
mission is what really has grabbed me, ignited my passion, ignited my life, because we are in a crisis.
We are a big
There,
one.
people are suffering emotionally. And like 80, whatever you just told me, 80 something percent.
I know.
People with anxiety, depression, just people that are really
Unhappy. I mean, people are just unhappy. Yeah.
stressed out to the max. Like,
Yeah.
everybody, when you're living in that state of fight or flight, your body is going to be inflamed. You're going to have
Absolutely.
imbalances. You're not going to sleep well. Your energy is going to be low. So it all goes back to the gut. And again, the mission of the company is really to impact lives, which we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
When you see a mom who's got severe stress, anxiety, whatever, not good, not feeling well, how do you, that's going to trickle into those kids.
Oh my gosh, she's snappy with her kids or whatever, or just ignoring them, like immersing herself in her iPhone or whatever, it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
It's amazing the differences that we're seeing. And even in our little ones, in our kids that are having issues, focus issues, anxiety, little children. Like, once we get that gut imbalance, you cannot believe the differences that people are seeing very quickly with little ones, because they don't have like the mental baggage like we do.
Exactly.
My granddaughter is on one of the products that we have. It's for children, and she's like, says to me all the time, like, Nani, I feel so calm and focused.
Oh, I love it. But it's true. And even like now that I know what I know, like looking back on colicky babies and stuff, I'm like, it makes complete sense. Like, it's their gut health and it's keeping them up at night. And
yes, that's so true. Because and myself also looking back on colicky babies and kids with allergies and things of that nature, it all goes back to the gut imbalance. Yeah, a very high incidence of also, and I used to be a childbirth educator, so this was fascinating for me to learn this. We have such a high incidence of C-sections. It's like, 1 in 3, which that's another whole topic that I could like blow out on. But anyway, those babies, they don't get the microbiome. They don't, passing through the birth canal is really important for that whole balance to take place. And immunity and all of that. That's another factor, is the immunity in the gut. That's where it starts. So, so there's just so many factors, but I know now that this is like the best place for people to start if they have any kind of like emotional or gut or immunity stuff going on.
I think it's just crazy how like we're focusing on the gut brain connection and mental wellness, but then it's like impacting things like autoimmune. And it's just like, it's almost like when you get your mental state healthy, then the rest like kind of falls into place.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, it sounds like the miracle, you know what I mean? But for me, it's more like, let's go back to what makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it seems so simple, but if they know that 90% of the serotonin is created in the gut, they know 75% of dopamine is created in the gut. So all those neurotransmitters, we know that if someone's digestion is off, they're not absorbing nutrients. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So you need all these nutrients for your immune function, especially like calcium is another big one for immune function. So if your gut is not absorbing, you know what I mean? It just goes back to the gut.
No matter how healthy you eat or how much kale you eat.
Right, exactly. And we have people that are like, they're doing all the right things, they're eating really well, they're exercising, but yet they still have like gastro symptoms or really low mood or high stress resilience or high cortisol levels, like hormones are all whacked out. And that all goes back to the gut.
Absolutely. And you forget like there's a history there too, like even trauma and emotional things that you probably dealt with as a kid, like impact that whole balance or that environment in your gut, which I think is so fascinating.
Yes. And what I've recently like heard a lot of stories of people that are just really off balance, emotionally and stuff. And you find out they had like a ton of antibiotics when they were kids, or they recently had a whole bout of antibiotics because they had, Lyme present itself or something else, or
Right.
any kind of drug is going to upset the microbiome. Like, and
Ibuprofen, I was reading, like, if you take it on a regular basis, it can impact your microbiome. So tell me why you think, what is so different about this company, like, as far as the business part goes? Yes, the mission is so different. The products are so unique, like nothing else out there. You can't even get these at the store, right?
No, everything is patented. So
Yeah.
and very, very specific.
And just the whole feel of the company is so different and so unique, but really, like, the business aspect, what made it so different, and why are you seeing success like you never saw before?
Because there are actual systems in place.
Right. I think a lot of people say systems and it's not really, you're like, well, what is it? And they're like 100-person list.
Yeah, exactly. No. System, that is not a strategy. So yeah, I mean, to have the thing with network marketing is whatever you do, you have to, the person coming in has to be able to do the same thing. It has to be repeatable.
Yeah.
So for me, in my other company, I was going and spending, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on setting up a table at a wellness fair. I would stay at hotels and, stay overnight and do a 2-day, sprint on this,
right,
expensive show. And that is how I was building. And I was successful to a certain extent, but I was not finding anyone that was going to do that on my team.
Well, not everybody can spend hundreds of dollars on an event, or, or just like doesn't feel that good to be doing that.
I know. It's crazy. But so whatever it is, so if you think back to yourself right now, if you're in a network marketing company, you think, how are you building your business? And ask yourself the question, can the people that I bring in do what I'm doing?
Right.
So with our company, because of all the marketing, all the investment in marketing skills that myself and some other uplines have done, we're giving that to this team basically for free.
I know. It's really crazy. It's like hand-holding 101.
Like, even as far as detailed as done for you content, which is crazy.
Never heard of that. Never.
Kind of like I honestly believe in all my heart that if you follow what we tell you to do, you cannot fail. Like, you would have to try to fail.
Exactly.
Because it's so clearly lined out for us.
It's plug and play. I mean, and that there is nothing else out there like that. And I think that makes it palatable for other people who you do bring on to your business. They're like, okay, I can do that. Like, I can add somebody. I can, show them a video. It's simple.
Right. It is. It's so simple. And it's so refreshing to me to see other network marketers that have struggled for so long, finally being successful. Like,
I'm one of those. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want. Like, it fills my heart because I love the industry. And I know, especially for moms that are trying to build from home with their kids, like, so it's so awesome. Like, it's really exciting for me to watch my team succeed.
Yes.
It's even more exciting for me than to.
And they're excited to do it because it's not like, oh my gosh, I have to find 5 people to have a get together or party or whatever.
Right. Well, it takes the stress out of it. So
hugely. I mean, that's been the biggest thing for me, is just that, like, weight off of my shoulders and just not like feeling like I'm missing out because I'm going to a party for 5 hours in the evening. I can put my kids to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the products help with that too, in terms of like creating really good focus for us, because 100%. So focus, discipline, just stress release, like you just kind of really relax with the process. But I remember my husband saying to me, you're so different in this company. Like, the other company, I was always like stressed.
Me too. 100%. Like, I would be thinking about it all the time. Like, how am I going to find my new team, or how am I going to find somebody to buy my products?
Right. So it's just like, I know that we have there's such a huge need for what we have. And I believe that when we follow these social media strategies, that we can reach a lot of people And that like 100% really of the people that you have enrolled have reached out to you.
Yes.
You have not like called up people and all of that. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
You know, you're not chasing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are merely the messengers, and the people that need what we have will come to us if we continue to share.
Exactly.
In a
And
strategic.
it sounds like pretty much the whole world needs this. So.
Yes, it's true.
Myself included. And I think like a lot of times you think like the fire alarm has to be going off and you have to have a disease, but there's a preventative thing too going on, which for myself, that is what I'm doing, you know, and you as well.
Right.
And I think, yeah, it's so important, and it's so critical to the well-being of our country and our people and our families and our everything.
Huge, huge. Well, I mean, they say that stress is the epidemic of the 21st century.
Yep.
You know, who doesn't have stress? And it doesn't have to be like major, like PTSD, although we can help with that as well.
Yeah.
But just normal everyday stress that people.
It can be positive stress too. Yeah.
Even like exercise stress, like people that work out a lot, that stresses the body.
Exactly.
So we put our body in a really healthy state so it can recover. You know, like so we have athletes. I mean, it goes the spectrum from people that are really, really not well, like really struggling with autoimmune and depression and, you know, PTSD and all that, to the other end of the spectrum, you know, people that are super healthy, they eat really well, they take supplements, this and that, but they still need that gut. They still need to feed and nourish and replenish the gut from the everyday stressors.
For performance. Yeah, exactly.